You're overcompensating through loud bragging, proving yourself constantly, and seeking external validation, while truly confident people demonstrate quiet, unshakable self-assurance, commanding respect through silent strength that speaks louder than words. Recognizing that silent confidence is magnetic quality, where you know your worth without needing to announce it, believe in yourself without requiring others' approval, and project power through calm presence, not aggressive assertion. Knowing that silent confidence creates mystique, respect, and influence, because people are drawn to those who possess quiet certainty while repelled by insecure loudness. Understanding that mastering silent confidence requires internal work, developing genuine self-worth, reducing need for external validation, and cultivating calm-centered presence, and losing opportunities, relationships, and respect. Because insecurity drives compensation through bragging, defensiveness, or approval seeking, revealing weakness rather than strength, making silent confidence mastery absolutely essential for genuine power and magnetic presence. This loud insecurity is systematically undermining your influence by making you appear weak, desperate, and try hard through constant need to prove yourself, preventing genuine connections, because people sense neediness and manipulation in approval-seeking behavior, limiting career advancement, because leaders want confident, self-assured people, not insecure attention seekers, creating exhaustion through constantly performing and managing others' perceptions rather than simply being, and ensuring decades pass without developing genuine self-worth because external validation never fills internal void, making silent confidence development critical priority. Mastering silent confidence is not about becoming cold, aloof, or arrogant, which are actually signs of insecurity, but about developing genuine self-assurance that requires no external validation. Not about never speaking or asserting yourself, but about choosing words carefully, speaking from centered place, not reactive insecurity, and not mysterious gift but learnable art through specific practices. This audiobook teaches how to master silent confidence through 10 comprehensive frameworks, including building genuine self-worth independent of external validation, eliminating approval-seeking and people-pleasing behaviors, developing emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure, cultivating comfortable silence without filling space nervously, practicing strategic restraint, choosing when to speak, building mysterious presence through selective sharing, developing body language, projecting calm power, strengthening internal validation, trusting your judgment, creating accomplishments speaking for themselves, and integrating all elements into comprehensive silent confidence mastery, making you magnetically powerful and deeply respected. Stop loud insecurity and start mastering silent confidence. Stop proving and start being. Master 10 frameworks systematically. Practice deliberately and become silently confident through unwavering commitment, starting now. Chapter 1. Framework 1. Build genuine self-worth independent of external validation. Chapter 1 builds genuine self-worth independent of external validation, creating internal foundation for silent confidence that requires no approval from others. The internal worth foundation shows that true lasting confidence emerges from deep self-knowledge and unconditional self-acceptance, not from others' opinions, praise, or approval. That external validation creates fragile, dependent self-esteem requiring constant reinforcement, making you vulnerable to others' judgments and moods. That people who need external validation project insecurity through approval-seeking behavior that paradoxically reduces respect and attraction. That genuine self-worth must be unconditional, based on inherent human dignity and self-acceptance, not contingent on achievement, status, or others' approval. And understanding that building genuine self-worth independent of external validation is absolutely essential first framework for silent confidence. Because internal foundation eliminates desperate need to prove yourself, announce achievements, or seek approval, enabling quiet self-assurance that speaks through presence, not words, making self-worth development critical. Prerequisite for magnetic silent confidence. Build genuine self-worth independent of validation. Know and accept yourself. Develop internally or depend externally. The self-knowledge development creates deep understanding of your authentic values, core strengths, unique qualities, and true identity separate from social masks or others' expectations. Self-knowledge requires honest self-examination through asking fundamental questions like, what do I truly value when nobody is watching? What are my genuine strengths, not just what others praise? What matters most to me regardless of social approval? What brings me genuine fulfillment, not just external success? And who am I at core beneath social roles and expectations? Develop self-knowledge through regular reflection and journaling, exploring your values, beliefs, preferences, and authentic desires, seeking solitude for self-examination away from social influence and expectations, noticing when you act from authentic self versus performing for others, identifying core values that guide decisions regardless of others' opinions, and recognizing genuine strengths through honest self-assessment, not just social feedback. Deep self-knowledge creates stable identity independent of external validation because you know who you are regardless of others' opinions. The unconditional self-acceptance embraces yourself completely, including imperfections, limitations, and humanity, without requiring perfection, achievement, or others' approval for self-worth. Unconditional acceptance means recognizing inherent worth as human beings separate from accomplishment, status, or others' judgments. Accepting imperfections and mistakes as natural human qualities, not evidence of unworthiness. Treating yourself with compassion and understanding rather than harsh criticism. Recognizing that self-worth is birthright, not something earned through achievement or approval. And embracing your authentic self, including aspects that differ from social ideals or expectations. Practice unconditional acceptance through challenging critical self-talk, replacing harsh judgments with compassionate understanding. Recognizing common humanity, that everyone has imperfections, struggles, and limitations, separating your inherent worth from temporary failures or mistakes, treating yourself as you would compassionate friend with kindness, not cruelty, and accepting aspects of yourself that cannot or should not change. Unconditional acceptance eliminates need for external validation because worth is inherent, not contingent. The validation independence stops seeking others' approval, opinions, or praise as source of self-worth, creating freedom from external judgment. Validation independence means making decisions based on own values and judgment, not others' approval, pursuing goals that matter to you regardless of social validation, expressing authentic preferences and opinions without needing agreement, accepting that some people will disapprove without threatening self-worth, and finding satisfaction in own assessment rather than others' praise. Develop validation independence through making small decisions based solely on your preference without seeking input, expressing unpopular opinions when authentic without need for agreement, pursuing activities you value even when others question choices, noticing when seeking validation and consciously choosing internal assessment, and practicing satisfaction from own standards rather than others' praise. Validation independence creates quiet confidence because worth is internal, not dependent on fickle external approval. The comparative thinking elimination stops measuring worth against others, recognizing that comparison destroys self-worth and creates insecurity. Comparison thinking creates perpetual inadequacy because someone always exceeds you in some dimension, making worth contingent on relative standing, not inherent value. Eliminate comparison through recognizing everyone has unique paths, circumstances, and qualities, making comparison meaningless. Focusing on personal growth and values rather than competitive standing. Celebrating others' success without threatening your worth, and measuring progress against own past, not others' present. Comparison elimination enables self-acceptance independent of relative standing. The achievement separation distinguishes self-worth from accomplishments, recognizing worth is inherent, not earned. Many people tie worth to achievement, creating fragile self-esteem, dependent on continued success and vulnerable to inevitable failures. Separate worth from achievement by recognizing inherent human dignity independent of accomplishments, viewing achievements as expressions of values, not proof of worth, maintaining self-acceptance through failures and setbacks, and finding worth in being, not just doing. Achievement separation creates stable self-worth, surviving inevitable ups and downs. The opinion resilience maintains self-worth despite criticism, disapproval, or rejection, recognizing others' opinions reflect them, not your worth. Opinion resilience means accepting that disapproval is inevitable and acceptable. Recognizing criticism often reveals critics' issues, not your inadequacy. Maintaining self-assessment despite negative feedback, and staying centered in self-knowledge when others judge. Opinion resilience prevents external opinions from destabilizing self-worth. The values alignment ensures actions reflect authentic values, creating integrity and self-respect. Self-worth strengthens when living consistently with core values and weakens when betraying them for approval. Align actions with values through identifying core values clearly, making decisions based on values, not approval, accepting consequences of value-aligned choices, and building self-respect through integrity. Values alignment creates genuine self-worth through authentic living. The implementation requires developing deep self-knowledge, understanding authentic values, strengths, and identity, practicing unconditional self-acceptance, embracing yourself completely, including imperfections, building validation independence, stopping approval seeking, eliminating comparative thinking, measuring only against own values, separating self-worth from achievements, recognizing inherent worth, developing opinion resilience, maintaining worth despite criticism, aligning actions with core values, building integrity and self-respect, and treating genuine self-worth as essential confidence foundation, where external validation created fragile dependent self-esteem, requiring constant reinforcement, making internal worth development critical. First framework for silent confidence, eliminating desperate need to prove yourself or seek approval. Build genuine self-worth independent of validation. Know and accept yourself. Develop internally or depend externally. You understand now that true confidence comes from self-knowledge and acceptance, not others' opinions, that external validation creates dependency and fragility, that unconditional acceptance eliminates need for approval, that comparison destroys self-worth, and that Chapter 1 provides self-worth framework, making internal confidence foundation possible where external validation created insecurity. Chapter 2. Framework 2. Eliminate approval seeking and people-pleasing behaviors. Chapter 2 eliminates approval-seeking and people-pleasing behaviors, stopping desperate need for others' validation that signals insecurity. The approval-seeking problem shows that constantly seeking validation through people-pleasing, excessive agreeableness, or fishing for compliments broadcasts insecurity, making you appear weak and try hard. That people-pleasing creates resentment, exhaustion, and inauthenticity through sacrificing own needs, preferences, and boundaries to gain approval. That ironically, approval-seeking reduces respect and attraction, because people value those who maintain boundaries and authentic preferences over those who mold themselves for validation. That silent confidence requires elimination of approval-seeking because confident people know their worth without needing constant external confirmation. And understanding that systematically eliminating approval-seeking and people-pleasing behaviors is essential. Second framework for silent confidence, because desperate validation seeking is most obvious insecurity signal, while self-assured independence commands respect, making approval seeking elimination critical practice for quiet powerful presence. Eliminate approval seeking and people pleasing. Set boundaries, express authentically. Stop seeking or remain insecure. The pattern recognition identifies when you are seeking approval rather than acting from authentic preference or value. Approval-seeking patterns include agreeing with opinions you disagree with to avoid conflict or gain acceptance, suppressing authentic preferences to match others' expectations, fishing for compliments through self-deprecation or humble bragging, over-explaining or justifying decisions, seeking validation for choices, asking excessive opinions on decisions you should make independently, changing behavior or opinions based on who you are with, volunteering for tasks you resent to appear helpful or gain approval, and avoiding necessary conflict to maintain false harmony and approval. Recognize approval seeking by noticing when actions serve gaining validation rather than authentic values, when you feel resentful after agreeing or helping, when you suppress genuine preferences or opinions, and when you seek reassurance or validation for decisions. Awareness of patterns enables conscious choice to stop approval-seeking behaviors. The boundary setting establishes clear limits on what you will and will not accept or do regardless of others' approval. Boundaries are essential for self-respect and earn others' respect, while absence of boundaries invites disrespect and signals low self-worth. Set boundaries through identifying non-negotiable limits based on values and self-respect, communicating boundaries clearly and calmly without over-explaining or seeking permission, maintaining boundaries consistently despite pressure, guilt trips, or disapproval, saying no to requests that violate boundaries without excessive justification, and accepting that some people will disapprove of boundaries, recognizing their disapproval does not obligate compliance. Boundary setting feels uncomfortable initially, especially for habitual people pleasers, but becomes empowering as you experience increased self-respect and often increased respect from others. Practice with small low-stakes boundaries before progressing to larger ones, building confidence and skill. Boundaries transform relationships from approval seeking to authentic mutual respect. The authentic expression shows true preferences, opinions, and feelings, rather than performing agreeableness or suppressing authenticity for approval. Authentic expression means stating genuine opinions even when unpopular or different from group, expressing real preferences rather than defaulting to what others want, sharing honest feelings appropriately rather than performing positivity, declining invitations or requests that do not align with desires without elaborate excuses, and being yourself without curating personality for approval. Practice authentic expression through stating genuine preference when asked rather than deflecting to what others want, sharing honest opinion when asked rather than agreeable response you do not believe, expressing true feelings when appropriate rather than performing expected emotions, and making decisions based on authentic desire, not approval consideration. Authentic expression creates genuine connections based on real you rather than performed version. The self-prioritization values own needs, time, and well-being as highly as others rather than sacrificing everything for approval. People pleasers habitually prioritize others' needs while neglecting own, creating resentment and exhaustion. Self-prioritization means scheduling time for own priorities and protecting it, declining requests that would require sacrificing important personal needs, asking for what you need rather than expecting others to guess, investing in own development and well-being, not just serving others, and recognizing that self-care enables better service to others from full cup, not empty. Self-prioritization is not selfishness, but necessary foundation for sustainable healthy relationships and silent confidence. The validation-seeking language elimination removes verbal patterns that fish for approval or reassurance. Validation-seeking language includes excessive apologizing for minor things, seeking reassurance you are not burdened, self-deprecating comments fishing for contradictory compliments, adding question tags to statements seeking agreement like right or do you know what I mean, over-explaining decisions seeking validation for choices, and prefacing statements with disclaimers like I might be wrong, but all this is probably stupid, but. Eliminate these patterns through stating preferences and opinions directly without seeking validation, apologizing only for genuine wrongs, not for existing, removing question tags that seek agreement, trusting your statements without excessive explanation, and eliminating self-deprecating fishing for compliments. Direct, confident language without validation seeking creates stronger presence. The disagreement comfort develops ability to disagree respectfully without fear of disapproval or conflict. Approval seekers avoid disagreement to maintain approval, creating inauthentic relationships and suppressed authentic self. Develop disagreement comfort through expressing different opinion respectfully when genuine disagreement exists. Recognizing disagreement does not equal conflict or rejection. Staying calm and centered when others disagree with you. Allowing others to be wrong without correcting if not important. And accepting that authentic relationships include respectful disagreement. Disagreement comfort eliminates need for constant agreement and approval. The selective helping offers assistance based on authentic desire and appropriate circumstances, not compulsive people-pleasing. Say yes to helping when genuinely wanting to and having capacity. Say no when resentful, tired, or overstretched. Help from authentic generosity, not obligation or approval seeking. And recognize that sustainable helping comes from full cup, not empty. Selective helping creates authentic, generous assistance rather than resentful people-pleasing. The implementation requires recognizing approval-seeking and people-pleasing patterns, establishing and maintaining clear boundaries regardless of disapproval, expressing authentic preferences, opinions, and feelings, prioritizing own needs and well-being appropriately, eliminating validation-seeking language patterns, developing comfort with respectful disagreement, offering help selectively from authentic desire, not compulsion, and treating approval-seeking elimination as ending most obvious. Insecurity signal where people-pleasing and validation-seeking broadcast weakness, while authentic boundary-setting, independent preferences, and comfortable disagreement demonstrate quiet confidence, making approval-seeking elimination essential. Second framework for silent confidence mastery. Eliminate approval-seeking and people-pleasing. Set boundaries, express authentically. Stop seeking or remain insecure. You understand now that approval-seeking signals insecurity, reducing respect, that people-pleasing creates resentment and inauthenticity, that boundaries demonstrate self-respect, earning others' respect, that authentic expression creates genuine connections, and that Chapter 2 provides approval-seeking elimination framework, making independent confidence possible where validation-seeking created weakness perception. Chapter 3. Framework 3. Develop emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure. Chapter 3 develops emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure and calm-centered presence under all circumstances, pressure and provocation. The composure power shows that ability to remain calm, emotionally regulated, and centered regardless of external chaos or stress signals deep confidence and inner strength. That emotional reactivity revealing loss of control, anger, defensiveness, or visible upset broadcasts insecurity and weakness, inviting disrespect and manipulation. That people respect and trust those who maintain composure under pressure while distrusting emotionally volatile people. That silent confidence requires unshakeable calm because quiet power emerges from centered presence, not reactive emotional displays. And an understanding that developing emotional self-regulation, enabling you to feel emotions fully while maintaining behavioral control and outward composure, is essential. Third framework for silent confidence. Because emotional control distinguishes truly confident people from insecure reactors, making composure cultivation critical practice for commanding quiet respect and influence through unshakable centered presence. Develop emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure. Stay calm, centered always. Regulate emotions or react insecurely. The trigger identification recognizes specific situations, people, or topics that provoke strong emotional reactions, enabling preparation and management. Triggers are circumstances that reliably activate intense emotional responses like anger, frustration, anxiety, or defensiveness. Identify triggers through reviewing recent situations where you lost composure, noticing patterns in what provokes strong reactions, recognizing people or topics that consistently upset you, and understanding why certain situations feel threatening or activating. Common triggers include criticism or perceived disrespect, feeling controlled or constrained, challenges to identity or beliefs, reminders of past wounds or traumas, and situations resembling previous negative experiences. Once identified, triggers can be managed through preparation, reframing, and regulation techniques rather than automatic reaction. The physiological regulation manages body stress response, preventing emotional hijacking through physical calming techniques. Strong emotions create physiological arousal, including increased heart rate, rapid breathing, muscle tension, and stress hormone release that can overwhelm rational thinking. Regulate physiologically through controlled breathing using slow deep breaths, activating parasympathetic nervous system. Progressive muscle relaxation, deliberately tensing then releasing muscle groups. Grounding techniques focusing on physical sensations to anchor in present. Brief physical activity releasing tension and stress hormones. And pausing before responding, allowing arousal to decrease. Practice physiological regulation techniques during calm times, making them automatic resources during emotional activation. Physical calming prevents emotion from overwhelming thinking and behavior. The cognitive reframing interprets situations in ways that reduce emotional intensity, transforming threat perceptions into manageable challenges. Reframing asks, is this situation actually threatening or just uncomfortable? What alternative, less upsetting interpretations exist? How will this matter in 1 week or 1 year? What can I learn or how can I grow from this? And am I catastrophizing or seeing accurately? Reframe criticism as feedback opportunity, not personal attack. Disagreement as different perspective, not rejection. Challenge as growth opportunity, not threat. And discomfort as temporary, not catastrophic. Cognitive reframing reduces emotional intensity through changing interpretation, not situation itself. The response delay creates space between emotional activation and behavioral response, preventing regrettable reactive actions. When feeling strong emotion, pause before responding through counting to 10. Excusing yourself briefly, sleeping on decisions, and saying I need time to think about that. Delay allows initial emotional intensity to decrease, enables rational thinking to engage, and prevents reactions you would regret. Practice response delay, especially for important decisions or communications made when emotional. Delayed response demonstrates control, while reactive response reveals being controlled by emotions. The emotional labeling identifies and names specific emotions you are experiencing, increasing regulation through awareness. Research shows that labeling emotions reduces amygdala activation and increases prefrontal control. Instead of vague "I feel bad," identify specifically "I feel disappointed, frustrated, anxious, or embarrassed." Precise labeling increases understanding and control, while vague emotional states feel overwhelming. Practice emotional labeling through expanding emotional vocabulary beyond mad, sad, or bad, noting specific emotions throughout day, and naming emotions before deciding responses. Labeling creates distance from emotion, enabling regulation. The centered presence maintains inner calm regardless of external chaos through anchoring in core self, not reactive emotions. Centered presence means staying connected to core values and identity, maintaining perspective on what truly matters, responding from chosen values, not reactive emotions, and remembering that external situations are temporary while core self persists. Cultivate centered presence through regular meditation or mindfulness practice, connecting daily to core values and larger purpose, maintaining perspective during difficulties, and responding from centered self, not emotional reactions. Centered presence creates unshakable calm that external circumstances cannot disturb. The detachment practice observes emotions without identifying with them, recognizing feelings as temporary mental events, not your identity. Instead of "I am angry," think "I am experiencing anger." This subtle shift creates space between you and emotion, preventing complete identification. Practice detachment through observing emotions like watching clouds pass, noting emotions arise and dissipate without acting, and recognizing emotions as visitors, not permanent residents. Detachment enables experiencing emotions without being controlled by them. The strategic expression chooses when and how to express emotions based on values and goals, not automatic reaction. Not all emotions require immediate expression. Strategic expression means expressing emotions that serve relationship or goal, suppressing or delaying expression when counterproductive, choosing appropriate intensity and method, and considering impact on others and situation. Strategic expression demonstrates control, while reactive expression reveals being controlled. The implementation requires identifying emotional triggers, enabling preparation, regulating physiological arousal through breathing and grounding, reframing interpretations to reduce intensity, delaying responses, allowing arousal to decrease, labeling emotions precisely, increasing control, maintaining centered presence anchored in core self, practicing detachment, observing emotions without identification, expressing emotions strategically based on values, and treating emotional self-regulation as essential confidence signal, where reactivity revealed insecurity and loss of control, while composure demonstrated quiet strength, making emotional regulation critical. Third framework for silent confidence through unshakable calm, centered presence, commanding respect. Develop emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure. Stay calm, centered always. Regulate emotions or react insecurely. You understand now that composure signals confidence while reactivity reveals insecurity, that physiological regulation prevents hijacking, that reframing reduces intensity, that delay prevents regrettable reactions, and that Chapter 3 provides emotional regulation framework, making unshakable composure possible where reactivity created weakness perception. Chapter 4. Framework 4. Cultivate comfortable silence without nervous feeling. Chapter 4 cultivates comfortable silence without nervously filling space with unnecessary words or chatter. The silence power shows that ability to sit comfortably in silence without anxiously filling pauses signals deep confidence and self-assurance. That nervous talking to fill silence reveals discomfort with yourself and desperate need for validation or distraction from inner void. That silence creates presence, gravitas, and mystery, making people lean in to hear what you will say, while constant chatter dilutes impact and appears insecure. That truly confident people speak when they have something valuable to say and remain silent otherwise, while insecure people talk compulsively to manage anxiety or gain attention. And understanding that cultivating profound comfort with silence, both in conversation and solitude, is essential. Fourth framework for silent confidence, because silence mastery demonstrates self-assurance, inner peace, and strategic communication, while nervous feeling broadcasts insecurity, making silence comfort critical. Practice for commanding quiet, powerful presence through thoughtful, selective speech. Cultivate comfortable silence without nervous feeling. Embrace pauses, listen deeply. Master silence or talk nervously. The pause tolerance develops ability to sit with silence in conversation without anxiously rushing to fill it. Silence in conversation feels uncomfortable initially, creating pressure to say something, anything to break tension. Pause tolerance means allowing silence to exist without feeling responsible for filling it. Sitting comfortably during pauses without fidgeting or nervous behavior. Breathing calmly during silent moments, and waiting for genuine thoughts before speaking rather than filling with meaningless chatter. Practice pause tolerance through deliberately pausing before responding rather than immediate reaction, allowing silence after someone finishes speaking, showing you are considering their words, resisting urge to fill every pause with commentary, and becoming comfortable with extended silence during conversations. Pause tolerance creates thoughtful, measured communication rather than reactive chatter. Initially, silence feels excruciating, but with practice becomes comfortable, even powerful, creating space for deeper connection and more meaningful exchange. The listening practice values others' words through deep attentive listening rather than waiting for your turn to talk or planning response while they speak. Most people listen poorly, instead mentally preparing what to say next, missing what speaker actually communicates. Deep listening means giving complete attention to speaker without planning response, hearing not just words but emotion and meaning behind them, asking clarifying questions showing genuine interest, and allowing silence for processing before responding. Deep listening demonstrates confidence through valuing others' perspectives without need to dominate conversation and creates connection through genuine understanding. Practice listening more than talking in conversations, focusing completely on speaker without mental rehearsal of response, asking questions to understand deeply, and summarizing what you heard for confirmation. Listening mastery makes your eventual words more valuable through considered, thoughtful contributions rather than reactive chatter. The thoughtful speaking chooses words carefully, speaking only when you have something genuinely valuable to contribute. Thoughtful speaking means considering whether words add value before speaking, taking time to formulate clear expression rather than verbal stream of consciousness, speaking with purpose and intent, not filling silence, and preferring quality over quantity in verbal contributions. Before speaking, ask, does this add value? Is this the right time? Have I considered what I want to say? And is this best way to express it? Thoughtful speaking creates impact through meaningful contributions, while constant talking dilutes message. Practice speaking less frequently, but more powerfully, pausing to consider before contributing, saying more with fewer words, and valuing silence over meaningless filler. The solitude comfort develops ease with being alone with your thoughts without distraction or entertainment. Many people cannot tolerate silence or solitude, constantly seeking stimulation through devices, conversation, or noise, revealing discomfort with themselves. Solitude comfort means spending time alone without entertainment or distraction, sitting quietly with own thoughts without anxiety, enjoying own company without needing external validation or stimulation, and using silence for reflection and self-connection. Practice solitude through daily quiet time without devices, meditation, or silent reflection, solo activities in nature, and comfortable alone time. Solitude comfort creates inner peace, eliminating desperate need for constant external engagement or validation. The non-reactivity maintains silence rather than immediately responding to every statement, provocation, or question. Reactive people respond instantly to everything said, appearing controlled by others, while confident people choose when and whether to respond. Non-reactivity means allowing statements to land without immediate response, choosing whether response is necessary or beneficial, remaining silent when silence is most powerful response, and responding strategically, not automatically. Practice non-reactivity through pausing before responding to any question or statement, choosing silence when words would not improve situation, ignoring provocations rather than taking bait, and speaking from choice, not compulsion. Non-reactivity demonstrates control and confidence. The mysterious restraint uses silence strategically to create intrigue and maintain mystique. Revealing everything, eliminating all mystery, makes you completely known and less interesting, while selective silence creates curiosity and depth. Use silence to maintain privacy about personal matters. Create space for others to wonder about you. Avoid over-explaining or oversharing, and let some things remain unspoken and mysterious. Strategic silence makes your words more valuable when you do speak, and maintains enigmatic quality that draws people in. The verbal economy says more with fewer words, eliminating unnecessary verbal clutter. Verbal economy means expressing complete thoughts concisely, removing filler words and unnecessary qualifiers, speaking directly without circumlocution, and making every word count. Practice verbal economy through planning key points before speaking, eliminating words like like, you know, just, and really, getting to point quickly without lengthy preamble, and editing mental scripts before speaking. Concise speech demonstrates clarity and confidence, while verbose rambling suggests unclear thinking or insecurity. The implementation requires developing pause tolerance, sitting comfortably with conversational silence, practicing deep listening, valuing others' words over own need to speak, speaking thoughtfully only when adding genuine value, cultivating solitude comfort, being at peace alone, maintaining non-reactivity, choosing strategic responses, using silence strategically to create mystery, practicing verbal economy, saying more with less, and treating silence mastery as essential confidence signal. When nervous, feeling revealed discomfort and insecurity, while comfortable silence demonstrated self-assurance, inner peace, and strategic communication, making silence cultivation critical. Fourth framework for silent confidence through powerful presence created by thoughtful selective speech. Cultivate comfortable silence without nervous feeling. Embrace pauses, listen deeply. Master silence or talk nervously. You understand now that comfortable silence signals confidence while nervous talking reveals insecurity. That pauses create space for thoughtful response. That listening demonstrates valuing others. That solitude comfort shows inner peace. And that Chapter 4 provides silence framework, making powerful, quiet presence possible where compulsive talking created diluted impact. Chapter 5. Framework 5 practice strategic restraint, choosing when to speak. Chapter 5 practices strategic restraint, choosing carefully when to speak and when to remain silent for maximum impact. The restraint value shows that selective strategic speaking makes your words carry far more weight and authority than constant verbal output. That speaking about everything on every topic dilutes your message, making you appear as background noise, while selective contribution makes people pay attention when you speak. That restraint creates anticipation and value around your words, because scarcity increases worth while abundance decreases it. That truly powerful people speak selectively on matters where they add genuine value, while insecure people talk constantly seeking attention or validation. And understanding that practicing strategic restraint through carefully evaluating whether speaking adds value, choosing optimal timing and economy of expression is essential. Fifth framework for silent confidence. Because restraint transforms your words from common noise into rare valuable insights, making every contribution impactful, while constant talking diminishes influence making. Strategic restraint critical practice for powerful selective communication. Practice strategic restraint, choosing when to speak. Select carefully, speak powerfully. Restrain strategically or dilute impact. The value evaluation assesses whether speaking adds genuine value to situation before contributing. Most people speak without evaluation, saying whatever comes to mind, creating verbal clutter that dilutes important messages. Value evaluation asks, does this add new information or perspective others lack? Will this move conversation or situation forward productively? Is this the right forum or audience for this contribution? Do I have genuine expertise or insight on this matter? Or am I speaking to fill silence, gain attention, or appear involved? Speak only when answers suggest genuine value addition. Practice value evaluation through pausing before every potential contribution, asking if words add value. Remaining silent when contribution would be redundant, obvious, or uninformed. Speaking primarily on topics where you have genuine expertise or insight, and accepting that many situations require listening, not speaking. Value evaluation ensures every word counts, making your contributions impactful through scarcity and relevance. The timing selection chooses optimal moments for speaking when your words will have maximum impact and receptivity. Even valuable insights land poorly when timing is wrong, while good timing amplifies message power. Optimal timing considers whether audience is receptive and able to hear message now, if emotional temperature is appropriate for this discussion, whether decision makers who need to hear this are present, if this moment allows adequate time for proper discussion, and whether speaking now serves strategic goals or merely satisfies impulse. Poor timing includes speaking when emotions run too high for rational discussion, contributing after decision is already made, sharing sensitive information in inappropriate setting, or speaking when key stakeholders are absent or distracted. Practice timing selection through observing conversational flow and emotional dynamics, waiting for receptive moments rather than forcing contributions, choosing private settings for sensitive topics, and exercising patience to speak at strategically optimal time. Strategic timing multiplies message impact. The economy of expression communicates ideas concisely and powerfully, using minimum words for maximum impact. Verbal economy means identifying core message clearly, expressing it in fewest words necessary, eliminating verbal filler and unnecessary elaboration, and making every word carry weight. Economy creates impact through forcing clarity and removing dilution, while verbose rambling buries message in excess words. Practice economy through mentally outlining key point before speaking, removing unnecessary words from mental script, getting directly to core message, eliminating filler words and qualifiers, and stopping when point is made rather than continuing to talk. Economy demonstrates confidence through clear direct communication, while excessive explanation suggests doubt or insecurity. The expertise restraint speaks primarily on subjects where you possess genuine knowledge or insight, remaining silent on topics where you lack expertise. Speaking confidently on matters you do not understand creates credibility damage when ignorance becomes apparent, while restraint on unfamiliar topics maintains respect. Expertise restraint means honestly assessing knowledge level before contributing, speaking with authority only on topics you genuinely understand, asking questions rather than making pronouncements on unfamiliar subjects, and accepting that you cannot contribute meaningfully to every discussion. Practice expertise restraint through identifying your genuine areas of knowledge, contributing primarily in those domains, asking questions to learn when outside expertise, and resisting urge to appear knowledgeable on every topic. Selective expertise-based contribution makes your words authoritative and trusted. The question strategy uses thoughtful questions more than statements, creating engagement while maintaining mysterious restraint. Asking penetrating questions demonstrates intelligence and engagement without revealing your full perspective, maintaining enigmatic quality. Strategic questions guide conversation, show insight through what you ask, engage others making them feel valued, and avoid over-revealing while still participating meaningfully. Practice question strategy through asking genuinely curious questions, using questions to understand deeply before stating positions, guiding discussions through thoughtful questions, and balancing questions with selective powerful statements. Questions engage while maintaining mystery. The provocative silence uses deliberate silence as response when silence communicates more powerfully than words. Sometimes silence is most impactful response, showing strength, confidence, or disagreement without verbal engagement. Provocative silence might follow inappropriate comment, showing you will not dignify it with response. Inappropriate request demonstrating you will not debate non-negotiable boundary. Obvious statement that requires no acknowledgement, or provocation designed to elicit offensive reaction. Practice provocative silence through recognizing when silence is more powerful than words, resisting bait or provocations with calm silence, allowing uncomfortable silence to create pressure on other party, and using silence to communicate disapproval or disinterest. Strategic silence can be louder than words. The contribution selectivity chooses which meetings, discussions, or conversations warrant active participation versus passive presence. Not every situation requires or benefits from your contribution. Selectivity means actively contributing when you have genuine value to add, remaining mostly silent when others have more expertise or stake, choosing which battles or discussions deserve engagement, and conserving verbal energy for high-impact opportunities. Practice selectivity through evaluating which situations truly need your input, remaining observant listener in many contexts, choosing carefully where to engage actively, and recognizing that selective engagement increases impact when you do contribute. Constant participation everywhere dilutes impact, while selective strategic contribution creates weight. The implementation requires evaluating whether speaking adds genuine value before contributing, selecting optimal timing for maximum message impact, practicing economy of expression using minimum words, speaking primarily within genuine expertise areas, using strategic questions, balancing inquiry with restraint, employing provocative silence when more powerful than words, choosing selective contribution versus constant participation, and treating strategic restraint as multiplying impact. Through scarcity and relevance, where constant speaking diluted message into background noise, making restraint essential. Fifth framework for silent confidence through selective powerful communication that commands attention. Practice strategic restraint, choosing when to speak. Select carefully, speak powerfully. Restrain strategically or dilute impact. You understand now that selective speaking increases impact while constant talking dilutes, that timing multiplies message power, that economy creates clarity, that expertise restraint maintains credibility, and that Chapter 5 provides restraint framework making powerful selective speech possible where constant contribution created noise. Chapter 6. Framework 6 build mysterious presence through selective sharing. Chapter 6 builds mysterious presence through selective sharing of personal information, creating intrigue, depth, and magnetic quality. The mystery power shows that maintaining selective privacy about yourself creates curiosity, fascination, and depth, making people want to know more, and lenient, while oversharing destroys mystique, making you completely known and less interesting. That mystery commands respect because people value what they cannot fully understand or predict, while complete transparency makes you entirely knowable and often dismissible. That selective sharing creates layers and complexity, suggesting hidden depths, while total disclosure makes you one-dimensional and shallow. That confident people maintain privacy boundaries, protecting inner world, while insecure people overshare, seeking validation or filling uncomfortable silence with personal revelations. And understanding that building mysterious presence through strategic selective sharing, protecting privacy, and maintaining enigmatic quality is essential. 6. Framework for silent confidence. Because mystery creates magnetic pull that complete openness cannot match, making selective sharing critical practice for intriguing, commanding presence that draws people in through what remains unspoken and unknown. Build mysterious presence through selective sharing. Protect privacy, maintain intrigue. Share selectively or overshare insecurely. The privacy boundaries establish clear limits on what personal information, feelings, experiences, or thoughts you share and with whom. Privacy boundaries mean identifying which aspects of life remain private regardless of who asks, protecting sensitive personal information from casual disclosure, maintaining separation between public and private self, and recognizing that not everything requires sharing even when asked directly. Establish privacy boundaries through deciding in advance what topics remain private, deflecting intrusive questions without apology or elaborate explanation, sharing deeper information only with truly trusted people who have earned access through demonstrated reliability and respect, and comfortable saying that is personal, or I prefer not to discuss that, without justification. Privacy boundaries protect inner world from exposure, creating depth through what remains protected and unknown. Most people share too freely, with too many creating no mystery or depth, while selective sharers maintain intrigue. The strategic revelation shares personal information purposefully when it serves relationship or goal, rather than compulsively oversharing. Strategic revelation means considering why you would share this information now, evaluating whether disclosure serves positive purpose, choosing what to reveal based on trust level and relationship depth, and sharing selectively to create connection without destroying mystery. Share more deeply with people who have demonstrated trustworthiness over time. Reveal information that serves building meaningful connection. Use personal disclosure to create reciprocity and intimacy when appropriate, but maintain significant aspects private, even in close relationships, preserving autonomy and mystery. Strategic revelation creates intimacy through selective sharing while maintaining enigmatic core that preserves intrigue and individuality. The enigmatic quality maintains certain aspects of yourself unexplained, ambiguous, or deliberately mysterious, creating curiosity and depth. Enigmatic quality means not explaining everything about yourself, allowing some mystery to persist, maintaining ambiguity about certain aspects of life, thoughts, or past, deflecting some questions, creating space for curiosity, and accepting that being partially unknowable creates depth, while being completely transparent destroys mystique. Cultivate enigma through giving incomplete answers to personal questions, leaving room for wonder, maintaining privacy about certain life areas, avoiding over-explaining motivations or choices, allowing people to wonder about you rather than providing complete transparency, and recognizing that mystery adds value while complete disclosure eliminates intrigue. Enigma creates magnetic pull through inaccessibility. The oversharing elimination stops compulsive disclosure of personal information, feelings, or experiences that destroys mystery and signals insecurity. Oversharing includes revealing intimate details to casual acquaintances or strangers, sharing every thought, feeling, or experience on social media, trauma dumping on people who did not consent to emotional labor, discussing personal problems with everyone who will listen, and providing exhaustive detail about life to anyone who asks. Oversharing signals insecurity through desperate need for attention, validation, or connection, while selective sharing demonstrates confidence through comfortable privacy. Eliminate oversharing through pausing before personal revelations, asking if this serves any purpose, keeping private matters actually private, sharing deep information only with truly close trusted people, maintaining appropriate boundaries between casual and intimate relationships, and recognizing that restraint creates value while disclosure destroys it. Oversharing elimination preserves mystery and dignity. The social media restraint limits online disclosure, protecting privacy and maintaining real-world mystery. Social media encourages oversharing through creating platforms for broadcasting life details, opinions, and feelings. But this constant disclosure destroys mystery, making you entirely knowable through digital footprint. Practice social media restraint through posting selectively and strategically rather than documenting every moment. Maintaining significant privacy about personal life, relationships, or inner world. Avoiding emotional processing or venting publicly. Sharing curated glimpses without complete transparency. And recognizing that mystery and privacy create more intrigue than constant disclosure. Social media restraint preserves enigmatic quality in digital age of compulsive oversharing. The curious deflection redirects intrusive or overly personal questions without answering, fully protecting privacy while maintaining social grace. When asked intrusive questions, deflection techniques include answering different related question than asked, giving brief general response without specific details, turning question back on asker, using humor to sidestep without answering, or simply stating that is personal with smile and subject change. Deflection protects boundaries without rudeness or extensive justification. Practice deflection through recognizing intrusive questions, responding briefly without detail, redirecting conversation smoothly, and remaining comfortable with protecting privacy even when questioned. Deflection maintains mystery while managing social situations gracefully. The selective vulnerability shares authentic struggles or challenges strategically with appropriate people when it serves connection without destroying enigmatic presence entirely. Selective vulnerability is not oversharing, but calculated appropriate disclosure that creates connection while maintaining overall privacy. Share vulnerability with people who have earned trust through demonstrated care and discretion. Reveal challenges that create human connection without appearing weak or desperate. Be authentic about struggles without trauma dumping or seeking rescue. And maintain significant privacy even while sharing selectively. Selective vulnerability creates depth and connection while preserving mystery through overall restraint. The implementation requires establishing clear privacy boundaries, protecting personal information, sharing strategically for purpose, not compulsively, cultivating enigmatic quality, maintaining unexplained aspects, eliminating oversharing that destroys mystery, practicing social media restraint, protecting privacy digitally, deflecting intrusive questions gracefully, sharing vulnerability selectively with appropriate people, and treating mysterious presence as creating magnetic intrigue through selective sharing, where oversharing destroyed mystique, making complete transparency, eliminate depth and interest, making selective sharing essential. 6 Framework for silent confidence through enigmatic presence that draws people in through what remains private, protected, and tantalizingly unknown. Build mysterious presence through selective sharing. Protect privacy, maintain intrigue. Share selectively or overshare insecurely. You understand now that mystery creates intrigue while oversharing destroys it. That privacy boundaries protect inner world, that strategic revelation serves purpose, that enigma adds depth, and that Chapter 6 provides selective sharing framework, making mysterious magnetic presence possible, where oversharing created complete knowability. Chapter 7. Framework 7 develop body language, projecting calm power. Chapter 7 develops body language that projects calm power, quiet authority, and unshakable confidence through nonverbal communication. The nonverbal power shows that body language, facial expressions, posture, and movement communicate confidence or insecurity more powerfully than words, with research showing that majority of communication is nonverbal. That confident body language, including upright posture, steady eye contact, and controlled movement, signals strength, while insecure body language, including hunching, fidgeting, and gaze avoidance, broadcasts weakness regardless of verbal content that people unconsciously assess. Confidence through nonverbal cues, often forming judgments before you speak, making body language foundational to first impressions and ongoing perceptions. That silently confident people move, speak, and carry themselves differently through deliberate controlled presence, while insecure people reveal anxiety through nervous fidgeting, excessive movement, and collapsed posture. And understanding that systematically developing body language that projects calm power through confident posture, controlled movement, steady eye contact, and relaxed presence is essential. 7th Framework for silent confidence. Because nonverbal communication speaks louder than words, making body language mastery critical for commanding quiet respect and authority through physical presence alone. Develop body language projecting calm power. Stand tall, move deliberately. Project confidence or reveal insecurity. The posture mastery maintains upright, expansive, relaxed stance, communicating confidence and authority. Confident posture includes standing or sitting fully upright with spine straight, not collapsed, shoulders back and down, creating open chest, not hunched forward, head level with chin parallel to ground, not down or excessively up. weight balanced evenly, not shifting nervously, and body taking appropriate space, not contracting to appear small. Posture affects not just others' perceptions but your own psychology, with research showing expansive postures increase confidence hormones while collapsed postures increase stress hormones. Practice posture mastery through regular awareness of spinal alignment, correcting slouching immediately when noticed, imagining string pulling crown of head towards ceiling, practicing power poses before important situations, and maintaining upright open posture consistently until automatic. Confident posture becomes self-fulfilling, creating internal confidence through external positioning, while collapsed posture reinforces insecurity. The movement control exhibits calm, deliberate, controlled physical actions, rather than nervous fidgeting or excessive movement. Confident movement includes moving with purpose and direction, not aimless wandering. Using smooth, controlled gestures, not jerky, nervous motions. Keeping movements economical and deliberate, not excessive or wasteful. Maintaining stillness when appropriate, not constant fidgeting, and occupying space calmly, not shrinking or expanding nervously. Nervous movement patterns revealing insecurity include constant fidgeting with objects, hair or clothing, excessive hand gestures while speaking, shifting weight repeatedly, touching face or neck frequently, and inability to remain still. Eliminate nervous movements through awareness of fidgeting habits, deliberately stilling hands when not gesturing, moving only with purpose, practicing comfortable stillness, and breathing deeply to reduce nervous energy. Controlled, deliberate movement projects calm confidence, while nervous fidgeting broadcasts anxiety. The eye contact mastery maintains steady, comfortable eye contact during interactions, signaling confidence and engagement. Confident eye contact includes holding gaze steadily during conversation, not darting away. Maintaining contact while speaking and listening, showing engagement, looking away occasionally, and naturally, not staring uncomfortably. Using eye contact to emphasize important points, and meeting others' eyes directly, showing you have nothing to hide. Poor eye contact revealing insecurity includes looking down when speaking, avoiding eye contact altogether, eyes darting around nervously, and staring at ground or away during interaction. Practice eye contact through gradually increasing duration of gaze, maintaining contact while speaking about important matters, looking at bridge of nose if direct eye contact feels too intense initially, and becoming comfortable with sustained eye contact. Steady eye contact signals confidence, honesty, and engagement, while gaze avoidance suggests shame, anxiety, or deception. The facial expression control maintains calm, relaxed, confident facial expressions, rather than revealing anxiety, tension, or excessive emotion. Confident facial expression includes relaxed face without tension, particularly in jaw and forehead, slight natural smile showing warmth without forced grinning, expressions matching words showing congruence, controlled reactions not showing every thought or feeling, and maintaining composure without excessive emotional display. Insecure facial expressions include excessive tension visible in clenched jaw or furrowed brow, forced or nervous smiling, facial expressions broadcasting every emotional reaction, and inability to maintain neutral, composed expression. Practice facial control through releasing jaw and facial tension, maintaining slight relaxed smile as default, controlling reactions to provocations or surprises, and projecting calm regardless of internal state. The space occupation takes appropriate physical space without apologetically contracting or aggressively expanding. Confident space occupation includes sitting or standing with open, relaxed posture, taking normal space, placing belongings appropriately, not minimizing present, using gestures that extend into space naturally, and occupying space comfortably without apology or aggression. Insecure space occupation includes making yourself small and contracted, apologizing for existing, minimizing physical presence, or conversely aggressively invading others' space, compensating for insecurity. Occupy space naturally and unapologetically as if you belong and have right to exist. The touch minimization avoids nervous self-touching that signals anxiety, including touching face, hair, neck, or fidgeting with clothing or objects. Confident people keep hands calm and controlled, while nervous people constantly touch themselves, revealing discomfort. Minimize self-touching through awareness of patterns, deliberately stilling hands, finding comfortable hand positions and maintaining them, and addressing underlying anxiety through breathing rather than nervous touching. Still composed hands project confidence. The vocal quality maintains calm, steady voice with appropriate volume, pace, and tone. Confident voice includes speaking clearly and audibly without mumbling, Maintaining steady pace, not too fast from anxiety or too slow from uncertainty. Using appropriate volume projecting without shouting. Varying tone naturally showing engagement. And pausing comfortably without filling silence with ums and ahs. Insecure vocal patterns include speaking too quietly requiring repetition, rushing through words nervously, monotone delivery showing disengagement, or excessive vocal fry and upspeak undermining authority. Practice vocal quality through breathing deeply before speaking, slowing pace deliberately, projecting voice adequately, eliminating filler words, and pausing comfortably between thoughts. The implementation requires mastering confident upright posture with shoulders back and open chest, controlling movements deliberately eliminating nervous fidgeting, maintaining steady comfortable eye contact during interactions, managing facial expressions showing calm composure, occupying appropriate space without apologetic contracting, minimizing nervous self-touch and keeping hands calm, developing confident vocal quality with steady pace and projection, and treating body language as primary confidence communication where nonverbal cues speak louder than words making physical presence mastery essential. Seventh framework for silent confidence through calm powerful body language commanding respect and projecting unshakable self-assurance for every physical aspect. Develop body language projecting calm power. Stand tall, move deliberately, project confidence or reveal insecurity. You understand now that body language communicates more than words, that posture affects perception and psychology, that controlled movement shows confidence, that steady eye contact signals engagement, and that Chapter 7 provides body language framework making powerful physical presence possible where insecure nonverbal cues undermine verbal content. Chapter 8. Framework 8 strengthen internal validation, trusting your judgment. Chapter 8 strengthens internal validation, trusting your own judgment, assessment, and decision-making over others' opinions. The internal trust shows that confident people validate themselves through own assessment and standards, while insecure people constantly seek external opinions validation and reassurance revealing self-doubt. That trusting your judgment enables autonomous decision-making and action, while dependence on others' opinions creates paralysis and vulnerability to manipulation. That internal validation creates stability, because your worth and decisions rest on internal assessment that you control, rather than external opinions that fluctuate unpredictably. That opinion seeking on every decision signals lack of self-trust, broadcasting weakness, while autonomous judgment demonstrates confidence in own thinking. And understanding that systematically strengthening internal validation through developing judgment, trusting own assessment, and making autonomous decisions is essential. Eighth framework for silent confidence, because self-trust eliminates desperate need for external validation, enabling independent action and stable self-worth, making internal validation development critical practice for self-assured autonomous presence. Strengthen internal validation, trusting judgment. Decide independently, trust yourself. Validate internally or seek approval. The decision autonomy makes choices independently based on own values, judgment, and assessment, rather than polling others for validation or approval. Decision autonomy means considering own preferences and values when choosing, making decisions without requiring consensus or approval, trusting own judgment about what is right for you, accepting responsibility for choices without blaming others, and moving forward confidently with decisions once made. Many people cannot make simple decisions without extensive input, revealing profound self-doubt. Practice decision autonomy through making small everyday decisions alone, without seeking input like what to eat, where or do, trusting gut feelings and instincts, making larger decisions based on own analysis and judgment, reducing advice seeking to truly complex decisions requiring expert knowledge, and accepting that autonomous decisions sometimes fail, but teach valuable lessons. Decision autonomy builds self-trust through proving you can choose wisely. The opinion independence values own assessment and analysis over others' opinions, recognizing that you know your situation, values, and needs better than others. Opinion independence means forming own opinions through thinking critically, not adopting others' views automatically, trusting own analysis of situations over others' interpretations, recognizing that opinions are perspectives, not objective truth, valuing own assessment even when others disagree, and accepting that you are ultimate authority on your own life. Many people defer automatically to others' opinions, revealing lack of trust in own thinking. Practice opinion independence through forming own opinions before seeking others' views, questioning rather than accepting others' assertions automatically, recognizing when opinion differs from others and maintaining your view, valuing own analysis and assessment, and reducing reflexive opinion seeking. Opinion independence demonstrates trust in own thinking. The self-trust cultivation develops confidence in own judgment, wisdom, and decision-making capacity. Self-trust means believing you can handle situations that arise, trusting you will make reasonable decisions, having confidence in problem-solving abilities, believing in own wisdom and insight, and trusting gut instincts and intuition. Self-trust develops through successfully navigating challenges, making decisions and learning from outcomes, proving to yourself you can handle difficulties, and accumulating evidence of competence. Build self-trust through taking on challenges and succeeding, making decisions and accepting outcomes, whether positive or negative, as learning, solving problems independently, proving capability, trusting intuition and instincts that have evolutionary wisdom, and recognizing past successes as evidence of capability. Self-trust eliminates need for constant external validation. The advice filtering evaluates others' input critically rather than accepting automatically, maintaining ultimate authority over decisions. Advice filtering means recognizing advice reflects advisor's values and perspective, not objective truth, evaluating whether advisor has relevant expertise or experience, considering advice as one input, not absolute directive, maintaining final decision authority regardless of advice received, and accepting that well-meaning advice can be wrong for your situation. Many people abdicate responsibility, asking what should I do, then blaming advisor when outcome disappoints. Filter advice through evaluating advisor's qualifications and motivations, considering how advice aligns with your values and situation, taking what seems useful while discarding what does not fit, making ultimate decision yourself rather than delegating to advisor, and accepting full responsibility for choices. Advice filtering maintains autonomy while utilizing helpful input selectively. The validation-seeking language elimination removes verbal patterns that seek permission, reassurance, or approval for decisions. Validation-seeking language includes asking "is this okay" when you have already decided, seeking reassurance through "don't you think" or "right" questions, asking permission for things requiring no permission, and prefacing decisions with qualifying language seeking approval. Eliminate validation seeking through stating decisions directly without seeking permission, removing approval-seeking question tags, making statements without qualifiers like "I think" or "maybe", and expressing choices confidently without apology or justification. Direct language demonstrates self-trust. The second-guessing reduction stops excessive rumination and doubt after making decisions, trusting that you made reasonable choice with available information. Second-guessing includes constantly revisiting decisions, wondering if you chose correctly, seeking post-decision reassurance from others, imagining alternative choices would have been better, and undermining own decisions through doubt. Reduce second-guessing through accepting that decisions made with good intent and reasonable analysis are sufficient, recognizing that alternative choices would have had different trade-offs, not necessarily better outcomes, trusting that you made best decision possible with information available, and moving forward confidently rather than dwelling in doubt. Second-guessing undermines self-trust, while confident commitment strengthens it. The gut trust honors intuition and instincts as valid wisdom, not requiring rational justification. Gut feelings represent accumulated wisdom, pattern recognition, and unconscious processing, deserving trust, even when you cannot articulate logical reasons. Trust gut through honoring strong instincts even without clear rationale, recognizing that intuition often knows before conscious mind understands, acting on gut feelings, particularly about people or situations, and validating intuitive wisdom through noticing when it proves correct. Gut trust demonstrates confidence in own deeper knowing. The implementation requires making decisions autonomously without excessive opinion seeking, valuing own assessment over others' opinions, cultivating self-trust through proving capability, filtering advice critically, maintaining decision authority, eliminating validation-seeking language patterns, reducing second-guessing, trusting choices made, honoring gut instincts as valid wisdom, and treating internal validation as essential confidence foundation, where opinion-seeking revealed self-doubt. Making autonomous judgment based on own assessment and values essential eighth framework for silent confidence through self-trust, eliminating desperate need for external validation, enabling independent, stable self-assurance. Strengthen internal validation, trusting judgment. Decide independently, trust yourself. Validate internally or seek approval. You understand now that self-trust enables autonomy while opinion dependence creates paralysis, that internal validation provides stability, that decision autonomy builds confidence, that gut instincts deserve trust, and that Chapter 8 provides internal validation framework making self-assured independence possible where opinion-seeking revealed doubt. Chapter 9. Framework 9. Create accomplishments speaking for themselves. Chapter 9 creates accomplishments that speak for themselves, eliminating need to brag, self-promote, or announce achievements. The results focus shows that genuine accomplishments demonstrate capability far more convincingly than verbal claims, with action speaking louder than words. That bragging about achievements signals insecurity and need for validation, while silent achievement demonstrates confident self-assurance requiring no external praise. That people respect those whose work speaks for itself while dismissing self-promoters as insecure tryhards regardless of actual accomplishments. That truly confident people let results demonstrate capability, while insecure people compensate for mediocre results through loud self-promotion. And understanding that systematically creating genuine excellent accomplishments that demonstrate capability without verbal announcement is essential. Ninth framework for silent confidence. Because results provide objective proof that requires no self-promotion, making excellence pursuit combined with humble achievement critical practice for commanding respect through demonstrated capability rather than empty claims. Create accomplishments speaking for themselves. Achieve excellence silently. Let results speak or brag insecurely. The excellence pursuit focuses effort on achieving outstanding results in work projects, relationships, or personal development. Excellence pursuit means identifying standards of truly outstanding performance, not just adequate, committing to achieving those high standards consistently, investing whatever effort required to reach excellence, refining work until it meets high-quality bar, and pursuing mastery and continuous improvement. Excellence creates accomplishments worth noting while mediocrity requires verbal inflation to seem impressive. Pursue excellence through setting high standards for your work, investing time and effort to meet those standards, seeking feedback and improving continuously, studying excellent examples in your field, and refusing to settle for adequate when excellent is possible. Excellence makes self-promotion unnecessary because quality speaks clearly. The humble achievement succeeds without announcing accomplishments, seeking praise, or fishing for compliments. Humble achievement means accomplishing goals without public announcement, succeeding privately without seeking recognition, allowing others to discover your achievements naturally, accepting praise graciously when offered but not seeking it, and finding satisfaction in achievement itself, not others' recognition. Humble achievement demonstrates confidence through not requiring external validation, while bragging reveals insecurity through desperate need for recognition. Practice humble achievement through pursuing goals without announcing intentions, succeeding without broadcasting results, allowing accomplishments to be discovered naturally, mentioning achievements only when directly relevant, never gratuitously, and finding internal satisfaction in excellence achieved. Humble achievement creates mystery and respect while bragging destroys both. The reputation building allows work quality and results to create positive reputation organically rather than self-promoting. Reputation builds through consistent, excellent performance over time, others experiencing your capability directly, people sharing positive experiences with your work, and accumulated evidence of competence. Authentic reputation based on demonstrated capability is far more powerful than self-promoted image. Build reputation through doing excellent work consistently, treating all interactions and commitments seriously regardless of visibility, maintaining high standards, even when nobody watches, being reliable and delivering on promises, and letting satisfied stakeholders spread word naturally. Organic reputation built on results commands respect, while manufactured reputation through self-promotion appears hollow. The self-promotion elimination stops announcing achievements, fishing for compliments, or unnecessarily mentioning accomplishments. Self-promotion includes gratuitous mentions of achievements in unrelated contexts, humble bragging through false self-deprecation that highlights accomplishments, constantly steering conversation toward your successes, posting achievements on social media seeking validation, and fishing for compliments through mentioning achievements then waiting for praise. Self-promotion reveals insecurity and need for validation, while quiet competence demonstrates confidence. Eliminate self-promotion through mentioning achievements only when directly relevant, resisting urge to announce successes seeking praise, allowing accomplishments to emerge naturally in context, finding satisfaction internally not through others' recognition, and recognizing that self-promotion reduces rather than increases respect. Silent achievement commands more respect than loud bragging. The contribution focus measures success by value created for others rather than personal recognition received. Contribution focus means pursuing goals that serve others or create genuine value, measuring success by impact and results, not praise or recognition. Finding satisfaction in knowing you helped or contributed. Caring more about quality and impact than credit, and letting value speak for itself. Contribution focus eliminates need for self-promotion because focus is creating value, not receiving credit. Focus on contribution through identifying how your work serves others, measuring success by impact created, caring more about results than recognition, and finding deep satisfaction in meaningful contribution regardless of public acknowledgement. The recognition deflection handles praise graciously without fishing for more or dwelling on achievements. When receiving praise, deflection includes accepting graciously with simple thank you, crediting team or others who contributed, quickly moving conversation forward rather than dwelling, and demonstrating humility without false modesty. Deflection shows you do not need praise while lingering or fishing for more reveals desperate need. Handle recognition gracefully without using it to self-promote further. The quiet confidence demonstrates capability through competent action rather than verbal claims. Quiet confidence means showing rather than telling, demonstrating through actions, not words, proving capability through results, not claims, maintaining humble demeanor despite significant accomplishments, and letting others draw conclusions from observed competence. Quiet confidence is far more convincing and attractive than loud self-promotion. Demonstrate quiet confidence through competent action without announcement, humble demeanor despite achievements, results that speak clearly, and comfortable silence about capabilities, letting demonstrations prove worth. The implementation requires pursuing excellence, creating truly outstanding results, achieving humbly without announcing or seeking recognition, building organic reputation through consistent excellent work, eliminating self-promotion and bragging, focusing on contribution and value creation over personal credit, deflecting recognition graciously without fishing for more, demonstrating quiet confidence through capable action, and treating accomplishments as speaking for themselves where genuine. Excellent results demonstrate capability far more convincingly than verbal claims, making excellence pursuit combined with humble achievement essential. Ninth framework for silent confidence through proven capability, requiring no self-promotion, earning respect through demonstrated results, not empty bragging. Create accomplishments speaking for themselves. Achieve excellence silently. Let results speak or brag insecurely. You understand now that results prove capability more than claims, that bragging signals insecurity, that humble achievement demonstrates confidence, that excellence makes self-promotion unnecessary, and that Chapter 9 provides accomplishment framework making proven capability possible where bragging revealed insecurity. Chapter 10. Framework 10 integrate all elements into comprehensive silent confidence mastery. Chapter 10 integrates all 9 frameworks into comprehensive silent confidence mastery, creating magnetic, powerful, quietly commanding presence. The integration principle shows that individual frameworks practiced in isolation create partial confidence, while comprehensive integration of all elements creates complete silent confidence that commands respect and creates magnetic presence. That silent confidence requires simultaneous development across multiple dimensions, including self-worth, emotional control, presence, communication, and achievement. That each framework enhances effectiveness of others through synergistic combination, creating multiplication, not mere addition of effects. That most people develop 1 or 2 confidence elements while neglecting others, creating incomplete confidence with visible weaknesses. And understanding that integrating all 9 frameworks into daily systematic practice, creating cohesive confidence architecture, is essential. 10th and final framework for silent confidence mastery, because only complete integration creates the genuine quiet power, magnetic presence, and unshakable self-assurance that makes you deeply respected and impossible to ignore while remaining mysteriously restrained, making integration critical culmination of silent confidence development. Integrate all elements into silent confidence mastery. Combine comprehensively. Build complete mastery or remain partially confident. The mastery architecture maps how all 9 frameworks work together, creating coherent, integrated, silent confidence. Genuine self-worth from Framework 1 provides internal foundation, eliminating need for external validation. Approval-seeking elimination from Framework 2 stops desperate validation-seeking behaviors. Emotional self-regulation from Framework 3 maintains composure under all circumstances. Comfortable silence from Framework 4 creates powerful presence through restraint. Strategic restraint from Framework 5 multiplies impact through selective speech. Mysterious presence from Framework 6 creates intrigue through privacy. Confident body language from Framework 7 projects power non-verbally. Internal validation from Framework 8 enables autonomous judgment. Accomplishments from Framework 9 prove capability without bragging. Each framework supports and enhances others, creating integrated system far more powerful than individual techniques. The daily practice integration weaves silent confidence frameworks into regular routines. Morning practice includes centered grounding, maintaining self-worth and composure, setting intention for strategic restraint and selective sharing. Throughout day, maintain confident body language and posture. Practice comfortable silence in conversations. Evaluate before speaking using strategic restraint. Maintain privacy boundaries and mysterious presence. Make autonomous decisions trusting internal validation. Pursue excellent work without self-promotion. Regulate emotions, maintaining calm composure, and eliminate approval-seeking behaviors. Evening reflection reviews day, noting successes and areas for improvement. Integrated daily practice builds automatic silent confidence. The progressive development recognizes that complete mastery requires sustained practice over months and years. Initial focus might emphasize foundation frameworks 1 through 3, building self-worth, eliminating approval-seeking, and developing emotional regulation. Next phase adds frameworks 4 through 6, cultivating silence, restraint, and mystery. Final phase integrates frameworks 7 through 9, perfecting body language, internal validation, and humble achievement. Progressive development prevents overwhelm while ensuring comprehensive skill building. Commit to multi-month development process rather than expecting instant transformation. The synergy recognition identifies how frameworks multiply each other's effectiveness. Self-worth eliminates approval seeking, making silence and restraint natural. Emotional regulation enables comfortable silence. Strategic restraint creates mystery. Confident body language reinforces internal validation. Accomplishments speaking for themselves eliminate need to brag or seek approval. Consciously leverage synergies by applying multiple frameworks together, recognizing that combinations create effects individual frameworks cannot achieve alone. The situational adaptation applies frameworks flexibly across different contexts. Professional settings might emphasize strategic restraint, body language, and accomplishments. Social situations might emphasize comfortable silence, mystery, and emotional regulation. Personal relationships might balance selective sharing with authentic connection. Adapt emphasis while maintaining all framework elements across contexts. Flexibility demonstrates mastery while rigidity reveals incomplete understanding. The habit formation transforms conscious practice into automatic patterns. Silent confidence initially requires conscious effort and attention, but with sustained practice becomes natural, automatic way of being. Build habits through consistent daily practice, starting with most accessible frameworks and adding progressively. Celebrating small wins and improvements, and maintaining practice even when difficult. Habits transform silent confidence from effortful performance to authentic presence. The authenticity maintenance ensures silent confidence emerges from genuine development, not performance or manipulation. Authentic silent confidence comes from real self-worth, emotional mastery, and accomplishment, not from affecting aloofness or playing games. Maintain authenticity through pursuing genuine self-development, building real capabilities and achievements, developing true self-worth and emotional regulation, and expressing genuine self through strategic restraint, not false persona. Authentic silent confidence is sustainable while performed confidence eventually collapses. The magnetic presence development combines all elements, creating powerful, attractive, quietly commanding aura. Magnetic presence emerges from genuine self-worth, comfortable silence, mysterious restraint, calm composure, confident body language, internal validation, and proven capability integrated into coherent whole. People feel drawn to magnetic presence through combination of confidence, mystery, capability, and restraint. Develop magnetic presence through comprehensive framework integration, not isolated technique practice. The lifelong practice recognizes silent confidence development continues throughout life as ongoing refinement and deepening. Each level of mastery reveals next level of possible development. Commit to perpetual refinement, maintaining practice across all frameworks indefinitely. Silent confidence deepens with age and experience through accumulated wisdom and proven capability. The implementation requires designing comprehensive silent confidence architecture, integrating all 9 frameworks synergistically, establishing daily practice routines, applying multiple frameworks, developing progressively through multi-phase systematic approach, recognizing and leveraging synergies where frameworks multiply effects, adapting application flexibly across contexts, building automatic habits through sustained practice, maintaining authentic development, not performance, cultivating magnetic presence through complete integration, committing to lifelong refinement as ongoing practice, and treating comprehensive integration as creating genuine silent confidence through multidimensional self-assurance, where partial framework adoption created incomplete confidence with visible weaknesses, making complete integration essential. 10th framework for silent confidence mastery, creating magnetic, quietly powerful presence, commanding respect through unshakable self-assurance. Integrate all elements into silent confidence mastery. Combine comprehensively. Build complete mastery or remain partially confident. You have learned 10 frameworks for mastering silent confidence. Framework 1, building genuine self-worth independent of validation. Framework 2, eliminating approval seeking and people pleasing. Framework 3, developing emotional self-regulation, maintaining composure. Framework 4, cultivating comfortable silence. Framework 5, practicing strategic restraint. Framework 6, building mysterious presence. Framework 7, developing confident body language. Framework 8, strengthening internal validation. Framework 9, creating accomplishments speaking for themselves. Framework 10, integrating into mastery. What matters now is practicing one framework today. 5 immediate priorities. Identify one area where you seek external validation and develop internal worth instead. Set one boundary, stopping people-pleasing behavior. Practice sitting comfortably in silence during next conversation without nervous feeling. Evaluate one situation, choosing strategic restraint over reactive speaking. Strengthen trust in one of your own judgments over seeking others' opinions. Start immediately. Practice consistently. Master silent confidence. Stop loud insecurity and start mastering silent confidence, commanding respect through quiet strength and magnetic presence. Stop proving yourself and start being yourself with unshakable self-assurance, requiring no external validation. Practice frameworks systematically. Integrate comprehensively, and become silently confident through unwavering commitment, starting right now today.